Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Korean Drama Podcast. I'm your host, and this week we are going to review Bon Appetit to Your Majesty. This is a really fun Korean drama, which was very popular. It gained a lot of popularity overseas as well as internally. I think part of it is due because of its content being a lot of cooking involved. And so I think that's it. But it's a really nice drama. If you haven't seen any Korean dramas, if you're just kind of new and you're just like thinking about what should I watch, this is a good one. This is a good one for both men and women. And I think that this is a good one to start with because it's a fantasy type of drama. And so I'm going to give you a synopsis of the show. No spoilers, so don't worry. But this will help give you like a kind of an overview, so that when you watch it, you can understand what's happening. It helps with when you go to watch it, what's going on. So this is Bon Appetit, Your Majesty stars an actress. Her name is Im Yoon Ah. Now, she is a very popular actress. She's been in a number of dramas. Very good. She started off as one of those girl group singers. Very popular. That then promoted her into an actress role. The king is Lee Chae-min, who he was not the first person they wanted. For the character of the king. He's a bit younger than she is, and about 10 years. But the original actor that they had called backed out at the last second, and so he was then brought in. He does a great job. So it is, though. You really do have to suspend your disbelief when you're watching this, because of the age of it. It is noticeable. You can tell she's older, but that's okay. It's not that much. I mean, when I'm talking older, I'm not talking like somebody who's 50 and somebody's like 30. No, I mean they're about 10 years. So it's a little difference, but not much. So what happens? Well, her name is Yeon Ji-young, and she competes. She's a Michelin. She's a very good chef. I think she's a Michelin star or something like that. And she's competing in France on this cooking show. That's how they started off. And her French is actually pretty good. And then she has to kind of, during her stove didn't work, and she had to, on the fly, figure something out. And so she grabbed some straw and she started burning it to do like a barbecue, and then she barbecued her meat on that, and she ended up winning. And she was asked what inspired her to change up like this on the spot, and to the judges, and she said, well, this is an old Chosun dynasty cooking technique that I did. Now, Chosun dynasty is the old Korean dynasty. And it was roughly between, it was about 500 years. What are the dates? It was like 1300, 1800 roughly. So it was in those times. And so anyway, and so she wins the award. She's so happy. She's going back home to Korea. She's on a plane. And her dad, when she was in France, asks her to pick up this old Chosun dynasty document for him. He's like a historical archiver or something. And so she does, and she's bringing it home. And so on the flight, she has to go to the bathroom. And while she's in the bathroom, there's an eclipse, and the book comes alive, and she's transported back to this time period, 13, 14, 15, 1600s, whenever it is. I don't think they really specify. You could figure it out. But, well, anyway, she lands, and now this is where the hilarity begins. So she's like in the woods, doesn't know where she's at. She doesn't know what happened. She's kind of confused because she was just on a plane, right? And now she's in the woods, and she's trying to figure it out. And there's these people riding by on horseback, these archers. And so she at first thinks that she's in a Renaissance type of affair, Renaissance fair, like an old time fair. So she's like kind of walking around, and then she bumps into the king, and the hilarity begins. Again, she's thinking that he's an actor, like in a Renaissance fair, and so she's like, and she thinks he's in character, and so she's trying to play along, but she's also like, hey, something happened, I don't know what happened, I was on a plane trip, and blah, blah, blah. Well, but, she ends up being with the king, and she cooks him a dish. And she kind of infuses a little bit of modern day, because she had with her a couple of like ingredients, like a butter pack or something like that. And so she cooks this, and the king is blown away by what she made. And that's the start of it. So she makes her way into the king's royal kitchen, and then she eventually, again, I'm not trying to ruin anything, but she then becomes like the head chef. And then they encounter all the problems that occur. But it's a great character study. All the other cooks, the court people, there's a prince that is trying to overthrow the current king. And in real history, this king that they picked actually kind of went a little bit mad. And in real history, he had a purge. He killed everybody in the cabinets and whatnot, and then was himself assassinated. Well, so that's who this actor is playing. And so she eventually realizes who he is and what's going to happen. And so, there's a big whole story arc about that, which is really, really cool. It's really fun. But understanding that, then you'll know that this when you see this prince, he's very cleverly disguised, and you won't really know until like towards the 5th, 6th, 8th episodes, where he is really the bad guy. He's the one behind masterminding everything. And and then the king has a number one consort, right? Who her name was Kang, and she was supposed to be is going to be his wife. But then when he brings this cook in from the future, the dynamic starts to change, and he starts liking this cook, and so she gets all jelly-faced and does all types of mean things. And so really, really fun show. I think you'll enjoy it. Just so you know that they do cook real food there. She herself is not a real chef; she's an actress, but they really do a nice job with that era's cooking and how she's able to infuse modern techniques into it. So that was awesome. I loved it. And of course, every time she went to cook, it would be this huge transition where she'd pull out her knife and and there'd be music and it was really neat. I also enjoyed they did a couple cooking competitions in the show. So at first she competed against the current head chef and his subordinates, and then there was a group that came in with the diplomat, a group of chefs that came in with the diplomat, a Chinese diplomat, and they had a cook off. So lots of fun watching this, and the people who came in. Chinese. There was a Chinese diplomat. They did Chinese dishes, and boy, versus the Korean ones, and man, it was good. And so, like I said, it was fun. The actresses did a wonderful job. She won a couple of awards, and so did he. Nominated, and they won some, Best Asian TV actress or whatever those awards were. So it's like they did a good job, and it's very believable. Like I said, if you're watching it at first, you're going to notice that age, but after a while, it kind of melts. He's as a king, he did a really good job. I enjoyed his performance. If you're a guy watching this, don't get your hopes up for a lot of battles, as there won't be. But there are neat, really cool Korean the costumes and what the soldiers wore and whatnot. So you definitely will like that part of it. And again, the dialogue, very well written, very good, very engaging. I watch it in Korean and I like read the English subtitles, but you could listen to it in English too. It's on Netflix. Really worthwhile watching. I hope you do. If you like this podcast, please like and subscribe, and also give me a comment. For example, if you like the overall synopsis, wonderful. I'll just keep doing this. But if you want me to get into the episodes, I'm happy to do that. Go episode by episode and give an outline of that. So just let me know what you think. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day.